Accu-Stats Video Productions presents World Class Straight Pool. Hi, I'm Bill Staton, and we're at the 15th U.S. Open Straight Pool Championship, the Roosevelt Hotel, New York City, New York. My guest is none other than Mike Zuglan, and this is a player review tape. We're in the second day of play, and the game is straight pool, 150 points, double elimination. We started with 32 players, and this was such a good game that we did yesterday without any commentary. And I have Mike Zuglan here in the booth with me to kind of go over this match. Mike won the lag or lost the lag and elected to break, and Cicero Murphy is his opponent, a former champion. Won one of the biggest tournaments ever in Burbank, California, the World Straight Pool Championship, a round robin. 1965, I've been informed, and he beat a stellar field of Joe Balsas, Luther Lassiter, Irvin Crane, and many other great players. Mike, in this match, of course, you made a very good break. You didn't leave Cicero much of a start there.
Well, I think he had a dead one ball here, but I think he had a tough time hitting it to make it.
Did I mention that you ran 109 consecutive balls in this match and out unfinished, and you did it beautifully? It didn't take very long.
No, you didn't mention that yet.
Okay, well, it's about time I'd like to be able to see into the future in these matches like this. As I said, this is a player review tape. We are going over it and adding commentary to it, and Mike's going to give us his insight into the things that he did, which I'd like to be able to do. You know, he attempted the one ball combination, and he interfered with the cue ball, or another ball came in and kissed it out. Now, do you remember anything how this game began?
Well, it's the first game of the tournament, first straight pool match in a major tournament I've played in a long time, so it's kind of shaky to start off.
Actually, Mike Zuglan is 36 years old. He's formerly from Albany, New York. He owns the Pro Billiard Lounge in Rotterdam, New York. And he's a very modest young man. He has a high run of 183 in practice. And he also has a high run of 140 and out in Cleveland, Ohio in the U.S. Invitational in 1988. Who was that against, Mike?
Jack Calavita.
Jack Calavita is without a doubt the most hard luck guy that is a great player. It seems like he brings out the best in whomever he may play. Last night he played a match in here, and he got hit with an 85 the first shot by Oliver Ortman, and then throughout the game he was making a little comeback, and one of the balls skidded on him. He is absolutely a hard luck guy.
Jack's destined to win one of these.
I'll tell you, he's a great player, and I'd like to see him win one. And you put up,
I'd love to see him win one.
There's no way you can win a game where a guy runs 140 and out on you. So, meanwhile, we're back here. Mike, you kind of describe what you're doing here.
Well, it's kind of like still getting the feel of the table. You know, I had an open rack, and you know, like I said.
Are you nervous at all here?
Oh yeah, I was nervous right here. I mean, it doesn't appear that way. People say they don't appear nervous, but I get nervous. And you just like, we had a 45-second shot clock here, so and I never played with a shot clock before, and I have no conception of the time, you know.
I don't think you're ever going to have to worry about the shot clock. At 45 seconds, you have shot maybe 4 or 5 balls in by that time.
Yeah, but you don't get to carry over the time you didn't use the next shot.
Well, Mike was referring to, this is the first time in U.S. Open history they have implemented a shot clock, a 45-second shot clock in between shots. However, if you get into a tough situation, there is some grace period time that you can take a timeout. Now, you're only allotted, I think, one timeout?
One 5-minute timeout.
One 5-minute timeout per match. I think they're using this on a trial basis. I think they'll probably change that, maybe give a player 2 or maybe even 3 timeouts, 1-minute timeouts, which I think would be appropriate. So they're going to do what they think is right. But it has speeded up the game, and they're keeping the games pretty much on schedule.
The shot clock is good for the spectators. People want to come in and watch a match at a certain time, and they can almost be assured that that match will start on time. As in the past, though, usually matches could run over 2 hours, sometimes even more.
Yes, I have seen some of these 150-point matches last 4.5 hours,
Right.
and that's just too long.
It's
I
too
mean,
long.
somebody is stalling along the way. They also have another innovation in this game here, that in the event that a match lasts 2 hours, if the men are within 25 balls of being out, they continue shooting. And then the women, if they're within 20 balls of being out, which they play to 100, they continue shooting. However, if he misses and the game is not nearly over, they move the game to a table that is in the back, in the press room back there. It's just like these. They continue their match and finish it there. This way, the tournament runs on schedule. If someone were coming to see maybe Steve Mizrak and Mike Zuglan at 8 o'clock, they're going to start at 8 o'clock. I like the idea.
Right. It's a very good idea.
Meanwhile, we're back here, and Mike has run this first rack, and he has 2 balls left. He's on a run of 12 balls.
I knew I was in trouble here because I had to float the cue ball up to the middle of the table, and I had to leave myself a tough shot in the 7 down in the corner.
Yes.
And
All right, Mike, what are you trying to do on this shot?
I'm just trying to bring the cue ball back over to the other rail, within 6 inches of the other rail. But as you can see, I overcut the ball. I think the reason I overcut this ball, and I did it again a little bit in the future in this match, is because it's a different type of cloth that I'm used to, and I was allowing for skid on a cloth with a good nap on it. It seems like I always have to allow for skid. I don't know whether that's just me or everybody, but you know, like I overcut that ball because I assumed that it was going to skid slightly into the pocket. But once I got the feel of it, I stopped doing that. You know, it's a lot better to play on a truer cloth where you can hit the ball without having to allow for, you know, something unnatural to happen.
Yeah, new cloths have a tendency to do that. Cicero made a very good shot there, but he came up about 1 inch too
About 1 inch short.
If he had just another inch, he would have a perfect break shot. And that's another thing with the cloths, how they kind of are a little bit mushy coming off the rails with new cloths. Now he has gotten practically straight in, and also he's even hindered beyond that he has to use the bridge. What I would do, I know that I did not see this match, is just stop the ball right there.
He played safe on that shot.
He played it safe. I like the idea of making the ball
and then kicking out.
Kicking a couple of balls out.
Right.
I have, in all my whole career, I've never left but one dead shot by striking those balls, the second ball, from the corner and playing a safety from the side of the rack.
Right.
Have you had success with that?
Yes, that's a good way to, very good way to play safe, because you knock a couple balls out either way on both sides of the rack, and now I would have to shoot off the rack and leave you a shot, some kind of a shot. This way, this is what I'm going to do right here, is kick a couple balls out. Now he has to try to, you know, keep me from having a shot.
So he actually didn't gain much of an advantage by putting you down there. He did put you on the first scratch, but other than that, you have almost an equal chance of beating him to the shot here. And
right, better. I thought better than equal, but as you'll see, I was wrong.
Okay. Well, I know you're a lot better shot maker coming with the long shots. You make them look so easy.
I've never played Cicero before, but he's a great safe player. I found that out in this match right here, and as you're going to see coming up.
Well, Cicero took a deliberate scratch.
Yeah. Now that's a good spot to put the ball when you're on one scratch.
Yes.
When he has me on one. I either have to shoot or try to play safe from 7 or 8 feet away.
Do you remember what you did in this spot?
I think I feathered the 8. No, I banked the 8 and left the cue ball behind the rack. I just banked the 8 up by the side pocket.
Okay. All right, now that's a good defensive play. You're not really leaving much of an offensive shot. Surely he could make the 8 in the corner. But the object is that he would not have another shot.
Right.
So now Murphy has the first scratch. He has got a couple of options here. He looks like he's going to drift the cue ball down to the end rail, bringing the 8 back out in the middle of the table. Let's see if that's what he's
That's exactly what he did.
That's what he did.
It's almost the same position I was just in.
But he left you a shot here that's a little better than I think he would have liked to have left you. I do not remember the match. I know. And
you can't shoot this.
You did not shoot it?
No, you can't.
Okay. From this angle, it looks like a pretty fair shot for a shot maker like you.
Well, if you do shoot it, the only way you're going to knock any balls out is those 2 balls above the rack.
Yes.
The cue ball has to go into those 2. Now, in order to break up the rest of the pack, you have to go off of one of those into the pack and move the balls apart. And you can't possibly hit it that hard with any kind of accuracy, so you have to play safe here.
So you're playing another safety.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
that's the best I could do, I thought, from there.
Well, it looks pretty safe to me.
Well, if you think Cicero is one heck of a safe player, this goes on for a while.
And Cicero just nudges the balls. You always have to be very careful you don't leave a dead one.
Right.
Of course, you don't have a lot of control over
That's true.
when you're moving those balls around. And you're fortunate when you do not leave one dead one, and you're unfortunate if you do.
It seems 9 times out of 10 when I play that shot he just played,
yes.
I always leave it. I leave 2 dead ones. I just make sure that they have a
make sure they have one, right?
the opportunity.
Now you're playing another safety here, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Just want to bring the cue ball up on the side rail, on the other side of the rack. I really didn't expect the 1 to kiss off the 2 over by the pocket, so I'm glad I didn't hit it too hard.
Yeah. Well, again, it looks like you parked the cue ball
yeah.
a good position.
It came out good, yeah.
Here is the 1 ball over there hanging in the pocket, and he doesn't look like he can even come close to it. The only way he could get to that 1 ball would be to massé it around it. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what he attempts to do. Is that correct? Do you recall?
No, he doesn't.
No?
We'll leave that for a surprise.
All right.
This is where he really starts to impress me, is right here when this series of safeties begins here.
All right.
You watch. He must have been one tough customer in his day.
He did. Excellent shot.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful. Takes
He
a lot of
just
control.
nudged that ball, lots of control. Cicero did win a great tournament in '64 out in L.A. By the way, that tournament lasted for 35 days.
Wow.
5 weeks. Round robin, 21 players.
That would be unheard of today.
Today, it would be impossible. The players have too many commitments. What are you doing here, Mike? Do you recall?
I'm just going to kick that ball and leave the cue ball on top of the rack. He still can't see any of them.
Good safety.
I thought it was also.
Let me ask you something, Mike. They're trying to speed the game up. Do you have any ideas, suggestions, how you could speed the game of straight pool up just a little bit, maybe 20%?
Speed up straight pull?
Yes.
Well, I think this 45-second shot clock is a good idea with a little leeway, a few seconds here and there. But I don't really know. I think if you tried to speed it up by shortening the game or changing the game in some way, you'd probably take a lot away from it. Because it's a very skillful game, and it's a one-on-one thing, and you get going back and forth like we are here, and it's like you got to try to figure out what he's thinking, and at the same time figure out what you're supposed to do and how to do it. It's like a one-on-one thing here. It's not me against the table. Now it's kind of like me against him.
Yes.
When you're at the table running balls, it's you against the table.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's like, I know
You're
I'm
right.
not going to
That's
go
something
on.
I had never thought about, like safety play. It's you against him.
Right. I'm not going on from here. It's not going to, if I do this, it's not going to be my shot. It's going to be his shot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not me against the table at this point.
I'd like to see a trial basis of 1 foul, ball in hand. I see you're smiling.
Well,
I know that's kind of radical change.
That does change the game drastically.
Yes, it changes the safety play.
Here's where I had. This is where
this is
I
where you tried to
around the
massay
rack.
around.
And I thought I hit it good.
You were pretty a little unlucky there.
So after those,
I knew somebody had tried to massay a ball. You hit it well, too.
I thought I did.
You hit it under a little too deep and
I thought I did.
Caught it a little too full.
He beat me to the shot after a series of about 10 safeties.
Actually, you beat him to the shot, but it did not fall.
Well, that really wasn't a shot. I couldn't play safe
you're
from
right.
where I was.
It was not a good shot.
I did not want to shoot that.
Cicero is going to go into the ball, so he hit that ball rather hard. Let's see how it turned out beautifully. He has plenty of shots, so he is
the bad thing is
really getting the first shot. Go ahead.
The ball up by the side pocket, I think that was, I don't think that was makeable on the side, and that makes it extremely tough.
I know you don't remember every one of these shots, but if you were shooting, how would you shoot this?
If I was shooting from here, my main objective would be to get that ball up by the side pocket out of there. That means you have to get straight in behind it. But I'm not really sure whether it went in the side or not. But and you do have the problem of clearing that bunch out down here where he is.
You know, a lot of the older players seem to try to finesse around the cluster of balls around the spot.
Without going into them as hard?
Or going into them, yes, much more softly.
Mm-hmm.
And the new players like you, Oliver Ortman, and others hit the balls, Johnny Archer, you hit them real hard, which I like that approach. It's much more offense.
Well, it depends. Depends on the table. If it's a real fast, nice reacting table when you go into the balls, I play it the other way. Kicking the balls around rather than going into them hard. I can play either way.
Right here on this shot, I remember this shot. He shoots the 5 ball into the side pocket,
right,
caroming off the 8 ball into the side,
right,
moving the 8 where
beautiful
it's
shot.
Yes, it was.
It's the easiest way to get it out of there, and he had to get that ball out of there. So
he actually has a pretty good layout here on this table right now. I know these shots up in the upper corner are not that easy.
Well, he didn't
no
hit that
trouble,
one very well.
You notice he came up very short.
He was trying to get up for the ball on the right-hand rail there.
Yes.
He didn't make it that far, so he was forced to shoot the long one. He's back in line.
Well, if he can pocket this ball on the rail to the right there and come back, drift out about 2/3 of the way across the table, he shouldn't have any trouble getting on his break shot. Came up a little short, but he shouldn't have any trouble going 2 rails.
2 rails, right. Try to bring the cue ball just right about where it is, or a little bit up table and a little bit over more to the right.
The ideal place would be to place his cue ball absolutely in the center of the table, halfway between the 2 side pockets. He came up a little short.
A little short, yeah.
Now the score, I cannot see the score on this game, but it is apparently about 12-0 or minus 1 or 2.
I think it's the second rack. I think it's pretty much even.
All right, Pat.
I wasn't in the minus column.
Oh, all right, I'll let you give me the score because I do not see a scoreboard or anything.
Yeah, he tried to draw the ball. He tried to make an angle and draw the ball back. And
yeah, that's the penalty he paid for not getting back about another 6 inches.
Right.
He was almost straight in on the ball, and he didn't have much of a break shot. What would you do here, Mike? I do not recall what he did.
Well, depending on how close that ball is to the rack, well, he's going to leave me up table. What would I do? I'd have to look. If the ball was, real close to the rack, I'd do the same thing he is. If not, I'd try to.
I thought he was going to leave you right down to the center. He went all the way
no.
up and came 3 rounds.
He knows better than to leave me a shot.
I was just thinking, I said, he put you down there near where that chalk is. You can see the chalk on the table.
He remembers that I missed this shot a rack ago.
You missed this same shot.
This is the
that's
same
right,
shot.
The 7 ball, that's right.
And I think I remember right now that I missed this shot.
But even if you were to make this 8-ball, which is the lone ball out to the side there.
I had a combination down in the bottom there, the 10 into the 2. All I had to do was get over to the other side. I had a combination which resulted in a break shot also. So I think the trick was to make this ball.
And her opponent from
It was makeable. I mean, it wasn't as if I made this, I was, you know, in trouble. Because I had another shot that I really liked. The reason I'm stalling here is because I know I missed this shot. I'm trying to figure out why I missed the last one.
You're trying to get up enough courage to shoot it, right?
That's right.
Here we go. Mike's decided he's going to let it go.
And I hit it exactly as I allowed for the skid again. I forgot.
That was an instant replay of the one you missed earlier.
No, he's going to shoot the combination that I wanted to shoot.
That is the 2 balls closest to the camera there. There he's lining it up. Do you recall whether he made this shot or not?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. I think he hit the long rail, side rail, with the 2 ball. These combinations, you know, Mike, that aren't that close together and you got to cut them are not easy.
No. You really have to take your time and bear down.
Oh, he overcut it badly.
That's the kind of shot you have to take extra time. That's what they should do. They should give you an extra 15 seconds for a shot like that.
Yes.
Make it a 60-second shot clock.
And also they have a little grace period. If you get down like you're stroking the ball here and you go beyond the 40-second time clock, as long as you don't come back up out of your stance, it's okay.
Yeah.
But once you get down and you say it's 40 seconds, 40 seconds has elapsed, you can go on and shoot. Now
So I played that combination and drove the first ball into the rack to break them up, and the other ball obviously went in the corner. This way you can just stop the cue ball. You don't have to worry about the cue ball getting out of control on you.
Well, you got a very good break there. You missed a ball and left him quite difficult shot, and he, of course, did not convert it, so now you're back at the table without any penalty whatsoever. Great way to start.
Yeah, it is. It really it pumps you up, too. It gives you a lot of confidence. In this game, there's a fair amount of confidence involved in playing well in this game.
This is not the part of the game where you ran out, is it?
I don't think so.
I believe there's another inning or 2 in there for Murphy. And then I think you began your run. I'll tell you, I'm going to put the clock on you when you start your 109-ball run. I want to see how long it took you, because I know it did not take very long.
Should put the clock on Lou sometime. Lou Butera.
Yeah, Mike's referring to Machine Gun Lou Butera. No, the clock. He will shoot a lot of balls in 45 seconds.
And I was reading in the player profiles in the program. He ran 150 in 22 minutes.
I'll tell you what he did to me. I played him at the Commodore Hotel, round robin straight pool championship for the world. He played me and he beat me 150 to 5, and it took 28 minutes. No, it took 32 minutes. I beg your pardon. This very next day, he played Harold Wurst. That's no longer with us anymore. A great player from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He beat him 150 to some real low score, and he beat him in 28 minutes. Took 32 for me. Now that is some playing.
I think I got out of line here. I mean, this was really simple here. All I had to do was make this ball on the side and roll the cue ball up about 6 inches, play that first ball in the middle of the table into the corner, and then stop it there and play the other one in the side. And I rolled it like a foot past where I wanted to be.
Now you're going to, of course, try to pocket this up
But
there.
it's still easy. It's still easy.
Oh, you
Just go the other
came
way,
out
you just go
and,
backwards.
there's so many ways you can go in straight pool, right?
When it gets down to that point where you have two balls out in the middle of the table and you're close to them, and your break shot is right there, it's really simple. There's 100 ways you could go. But the point I was trying to make was I tried to get to the first ball and I missed it by a foot.
The gentleman that you see there on your screen is our referee, and now, by the way, these referees are doing a great job. And if you'll notice, as he racks the balls, he has white gloves on. Therefore, there's never any moisture or anything that gets on the balls. The playing conditions are absolutely perfect here in the Roosevelt Hotel. They have a balcony around this arena. They have 4 black gold crown 3s. And that's our producer, Pat Fleming. I don't know exactly what he's doing.
What happened here was I noticed that on the table there was a lot of lint. I guess whoever cleaned the table before the match used a towel, a brush, and then they tried to towel it down, and the towel was full of lint, and it's all over the table. And you can't really see it from when you're standing, but when you get down to shoot a shot, it's like there's thousands of little white dots on the table, you know, and it was bothering me a little bit. So I just asked Pat Fleming, the tournament director, if there was anything he could do about it. And he came over and we all discussed it, and I decided that rather than hold up the game, hold up the tournament, I guess I should just keep shooting.
Well, some of those people a lot of people have been across the country. They learned to play under the strange and the terrible.
Oh, I've played under a lot stranger conditions.
I'm sure you have, but the playing conditions here are just absolutely perfect.
Oh, it's beautiful here.
And our referee, I forgot to mention his name, I think is Mike DiMartino, doing some excellent job. You played that break shot rather softly. Control the cue ball. If you haven't noticed, you got a shot in each pocket.
Yeah.
As long as you don't stick that cue ball up against the stack, if you can get it loose back, you're usually going to have a shot.
Usually,
Usually, yes. Most of the time. At least that's your best opportunity.
sometimes you wind up with 2 combinations into the rail.
Nothing you can't handle.
I don't remember whether this is the beginning of the run or whether I missed from here or I got played. I don't remember. We'll have to
Now, Mike
play it
was
by
the
ear
participant and played this match just yesterday, and we're reviewing the video, and he's not sure if this is the beginning of his run.
Well, you get so into it when you're playing, you don't remember half of it.
I really don't think this is your run. We'll know shortly. If you stay at the table a little longer, we'll know that it is it.
The main objective here is to break up that little 3-ball cluster there in the middle of the rack.
Yes.
Because none of those balls would have gone in any of the other pockets. I got a little lucky there that ball rolled up straight in the corner. Otherwise, I had to shoot up table or play a combination. But the cue ball is very close to that other ball, though.
Right now, the only 2 trouble balls that you have are the 2 balls nearest the end rail looking right at you
On the
there.
bottom rail, yeah. I
Yeah,
kicked that one out here. I come behind the 5.
Oh, you
Kicked
moved
the ball
it out.
out.
Not only that, you
I ended up with a break shot,
shot
That
there.
wasn't intentional.
Okay.
'Cause I already had one right above it.
He passed up there, folks. So he didn't intend to knock that break shot.
On that last shot, I knew if I went behind those balls that I couldn't get in trouble because that ball was hanging in the right-hand corner, the one I just
Yes.
shot. That's the reason. That's a good time to go behind those balls to break them up.
That's what you call a safety valve.
Right. Now here I just come up, shoot that, I think it's the 7 ball, the one in the rack.
You're getting in a good rhythm here, and this could be the beginning of the run. I am not sure yet.
I'm not sure. I come right up. I'll play this ball on the side. This is a little bit out of line here, too.
Not exactly where you want to put it.
No, not
Just,
exactly where I
an
wanted
inch or
to
so
make it.
out of line.
Now I have to go all the way to the other side of the table. I'd rather be a lot closer to that ball.
So you're going to just draw back for the ball over there on the rail next, right? Try to get a little angle at it.
Yeah.
You got a nice little angle. Now the idea here is
Bring
to
it back
strike
out.
this ball, bring the cue ball out about 2 feet from the side pocket. Would that be about 2 feet?
Might be about
you're a little
16
off,
inches. A little bit off. No, but when I'm in a rhythm and running balls, I kind of like a little extra angle on my break shot. Because this way, I know I don't have to worry about the cue ball coming off the rack into the pocket. I can just hit it with speed and try to judge where I want it to go by speed, rather than having to use English.
I like the thin cuts also because you're definitely going to open the rack up.
Right.
You will have another shot unless you just absolutely get.
Well, I think this rack breaks funny. I'm not sure, but I think they break up funny.
It's a little low. Whenever you have a little low break shot like that, sometimes they have a tendency to not break up as well. You didn't hit it as hard.
Only a couple balls came out.
Yeah, you didn't hit it as hard either.
But see, the one ball went to the side rail and came back into the rack.
Yes.
The other one came to the end rail and went back
Went
into
right
the
back in there. And the only reason the other 8 ball over here on the right-hand side is a double kiss.
That's no good. Oh, this is an interesting shot. You see the one ball?
Yes,
I'm
the
looking
yellow
at it
ball.
now. It's a
Okay.
dead kiss off of the 8 ball on the side rail.
I remember this shot. You kicked this ball.
I have to kick off the rail
Now
into
the
there.
yellow ball that you see in that pack there is going to come out of there. It's going to kiss off the 8 ball, the
Which is
black
over by
ball
the
on the
corner.
right-hand side. You're surprised, all of us. The 8 ball doesn't look like it's that close to the pocket where it would be a.
It was a
an easy
perfect kiss.
kiss.
And the 8 ball was just enough off the rail to stop for a
Watch
double
this
kiss from
shot,
that.
folks.
All I had to do was get the cue ball in there off that rail.
Watch this. One ball off the 8 in the corner. Good shot there, Mike.
Thank you. Watch this next one. Here's where I got myself in trouble.
You have a very fertile mind there. And that's one of the things you must be able to do is pick out those dead ones.
Right here, I'm very concerned with fouling another ball because if you touch another ball, it's a foul, and I rushed this shot, and I know I missed it. I overcut it.
Oh, okay.
I probably would have ran out if it continued. I made the run after this. If I had made that shot, I might have been in enough
Might have
rhythm
been
to get out
going
from where I
or
started
kick-
there.
Well, you did it the next inning, I believe.
Yeah, I think I did. Now Cicero's.
Now, even on that shot, he had a little bit of a bad roll, although I think he can make this 8 ball down in the corner here.
I don't think he plays a lot. I
No,
think
he
he's
doesn't.
like, you know,
He is,
more or less a little bit rusty.
yes.
But a lot of people think that, you know, he's like over the hill. I wouldn't say that. Going by those safeties he pulled on me, there's no way. If he could get his game back together, play it a little more. But there's not a lot of these straight pull tournaments for him to get, you know, involved with. And you need to play in competition to stay sharp.
Cicero has always been one of the gentlemen of the game. He also has become a pretty good golfer. I don't know. I remember when he first began playing golf in Johnston City, Illinois. He hit the ball like Jim Dent does. He can really move it, but he doesn't know where it's going. He played fairly well, though.
Oh, you're quite a golfer right here.
I used to play quite a bit. I live in golf country, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They have about 75 golf courses, and they say they're going to have about 100 golf courses by the turn of this century.
And he got himself in a little trouble here. He's forced to shoot a tough shot, but he makes it, no problem.
Made it.
You really don't want to shoot those shots playing straight pool. Not
No.
too many of those. Unless they're left by your opponent for you. You don't want to leave them for yourself.
Yes. Yeah, he's got these balls open nicely now and shouldn't have any problem with this right.
And he's going to try to leave if you look at the 3 balls on the right of your screen, the one closest to the middle of the table, he's going to try to leave that for a break shot.
All right, let's see if he does it. How would you clear these balls off, in what order?
I don't think I'd shoot this one. For one thing, you have to stretch. And you could just play the ball above it and then come right back to that one. See, now he had stretched on that one to shoot a difficult shot. Now he left himself a little bit longer on the other one. And sometimes this has a snowball effect. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Like
Well,
here, he got a little out of line on that, so he's forced to go down to the bottom end rail. You know, you don't want to move the cue ball around as much as he's doing, ideally, but As long as you're making the balls and you're, you know, if you have to move the cue ball, you move it.
Yeah, he's gotten pretty much back in line, but he's got a little tricky situation here.
He could just stop this right there and play that ball in the side or the corner or whatever he elects. I see he tried to stop it.
Got a little close.
Right, he got too close.
Got out of line there a little bit, but he's going to have to execute a pretty difficult shot here. Not one you'd like to leave yourself.
No, I wouldn't want to. I don't even know if I would shoot this shot. I might shoot the other ball.
But he's attempting to shoot the shot down in the left-hand corner pocket, bringing the cue ball off the rail.
I don't think he made
Doesn't
that.
look good.
I think this is where my run began.
All right, let's count them, everybody out there.
I can't count that high.
Count a 109, and I'm going to start the clock on you and see how long it takes you. It is now New York time, 4 minutes till 3.
It's the best I could do. I wanted to be closer to this, but
They run the risk of missing the object ball, so you actually
Right.
took a little longer shot, but cinched the ball that you were shooting.
the long shots in straight pull, no matter how close to the pocket they are tough. If you're playing 9-ball, a long shot, it's like, as long as you can see the ball and see the pocket, it's like a hanger. You know, isn't that amazing?
It
how
is
that is?
amazing that in 9-ball you get used to making a lot of tough shots.
Right.
You have to shoot them because you don't have a multiple number of balls to shoot at.
Right.
And when you have a tough shot in straight pull, I mean, it.
Another bad. The rack didn't break right.
No, that rack looked like it could have been a little loose or something there. It just did not
Quite
break.
possibly could have been. All right, just hit it in the right spot.
Well, you got a little bit fortunate. You were able to cue this ball. You're not up in the air over the ball. Now you ended up also just had to cinch that ball, and of course, there's not but one.
Cinch this ball and then bring the cue ball back up a little bit off the end rail and shoot the first ball into the corner to break the rack.
Did you notice
didn't
that
come as
ball?
far.
You
Yeah.
almost missed that thing with the
I
English
overcut
you
it,
had it.
or I undercut it, and
Yes.
that also caused the cue ball not to come up far
You
enough.
wanted up about another 2 or 3 inches, and by hitting the ball a little
Right.
fuller, it didn't roll as far. But
can
you're
still
still
make this.
alive.
This isn't really as tough as it looks on TV.
It went in a little bit
It's a little
suspect.
shaky.
It was a little shaky. Now you get a pretty bad roll, but you get a good roll that this ball just barely stays out there where you can cut it back in the pocket.
It is just barely, too. This one looks easier than it really is. It's like
You
the
got to
opposite
cut
of the
this
last
pretty
shot.
thin, and you got to roll it easy too.
I brought it down to the rail.
Oh, you did. I'd forgotten that.
Just grazed that ball there. I knew I couldn't stretch in the corner. That's why I
Yeah.
aimed for the corner.
You know, these balls still are not in a real favorable position. You
No.
do have the one ball there next to the.
I-
This surprised me that you shot this shot.
Because I had a nice, all I had to do was stop this, and that ball, the lowest ball in that pack, is a perfect break shot to break this pack up.
Apparently that's the blue ball there. He's going to shoot it in the right-hand corner pocket and draw the ball into the rack. Rather hard.
Just to spread them out.
Now you're getting to work on them pretty good. The only problem balls are the 3 that are clustered there, and they look like they'll fit in this left-hand corner pocket. Perfect break shot out there on the right.
I forgot what happened with how I broke out those balls there. I think I took the perfect break shot. The reason being that I had to break that little cluster up, not the cluster, just the 2 balls. It looks like the 7 and 8.
Yes.
And the only way to break them would be with the 9. So I think I just stopped the cue ball here. But I ended up getting, I drew it back just a hair, and I got a little out of line on the 9. So
I
now,
can see the expression on your face.
yeah,
You're
you'll see a lot of those when I play.
A little dejected there.
I don't play as much as I should either, and it's tough to, keep perfectly in line all the time. But this was fairly easy. Just kick that ball out of there a little bit. I still have that other ball closest to the cue ball for a break shot.
You know, with these balls and everything, it seems like you can have a ball up a little higher than usual with a lot of tables and still be able to go into the back. especially on this new cloth.
I think right here is where I started to feel good, because I two-railed that ball in the corner there, and when I start doing that, I've noticed about myself, I have better control over the cue ball. I know I'm controlling the cue ball better, and I know that I'm starting to play well. So I think right here is where I really started to relax and really started to get going. This is simple. You just bring it over to the rail and bring it back out to the middle of the table.
That's just absolutely perfect. You couldn't put it down with your hand any better.
That's right. When you get that speed down and get the right angle, it is that simple. It becomes that simple, but getting to that point is like almost impossible.
Well, I'll tell you what, you people out there watching this, if you like to play straight pull, or even if you don't like to play straight pull, you can just watch the patterns that Mike uses here and how he gives about it. It's just a beautiful run of 109 consecutive balls, unfinished, I might add. There's no telling what you might have run if you kept going. You just ran these so beautifully, and you got the rhythm. You might have run 400 or 500. Who knows?
Who knows?
You know, I have an idea about straight pull that I would like to see it tried. I would like to have a high run challenge. That is, put up a table in the lobby of where a tournament site is, and have a challenge for you players to try to break the world's record high run of 526 consecutive balls by Willie Mosconi. And there would be a small fee for trying it. But and there would be weekly prizes or the high run for the entire tournament. I'd like to see an official world high run record set. And I think that would be the way to do it. Just have one table with a rope around it in the lobby. And,
that table might be there for 10 years before somebody
well,
breaks it.
let me tell you, the high runs of a lot of these players are 380 some, 367, 362. Ray Martin has over 400 ball run. It may be there for a while, you're right.
But they all fell short.
Well, I think there would be, I'm talking about getting, I was willing to put up $10,000 with a small try each time. And I think I could get a lot of the manufacturers in the billiard world to supplement that, donate a table. Meanwhile, back at the table, Mike has just continued to run these balls. And he's got them all open real well.
Here I think I try to save the two ball over on the right for a break shot. I'm not really sure. I have like several options here. The only problem here is that ball over on the right on the rail, right where I am. It's the only problem ball in this pack here. You have to get rid of those problem balls as soon as
You look
possible.
like you might be going for it right now.
I am. I'm going to bring it back over near the side pocket, flirt with disaster.
Nah, you had complete control there. No, you didn't want to quite get straight
Not
in
quite
on
that
it.
close. No. So I think I have to take this. I shoot the one on the rail, then I take the break shot, one of my break shots. Take that one. See, now I'm forced to shoot off the rail again, so I just slow roll this. Get that ball on the bottom rail out of there. Bring the ball after this and bring the ball up the table. I think I either played the 1 or the 7, next to 7 being the one in the farthest to the right of the 3 balls in the middle of the table. I just bring the cue ball up by the side pocket off the rail.
I like this. You have the 1 or the 7 you can play in the corner
you
pocket.
could play
there.
either one.
Yes.
And then either one of them will bring me to the 6. I think it's the 6, which is the one on the left, which is a nice setup shot for that break shot there.
Right now, I believe you're drawing it, 'cause then you have
Yeah, I'm
the
going to play the
1
1
and
back in the
sec.
other corner.
All right, so the 1 in the center, and the 6 will probably go in the same corner.
6 goes right in the same corner. Depending on the angle here, you could either get a little straight on the 6. I got a little straight on the wrong side, so I had to just draw the cue ball straight as back as I could.
That's about where you began the other racket.
That's when you get going. It's surprising that you find yourself shooting the same break shot every time, and you don't remember how you got to it. You know, you just ran the rack out, and you really don't remember.
Well, so far, you are beginning to, I noticed the difference. And early on, playing in this game, you were kind of flirting with the corners of the pockets. They were kind of going in a little bit
getting the feel
suspect.
of it.
Now the balls are striking the center of the pocket. Your nerves seem to be under control here, and I know you got everything under control. Look at that, you even chalk up with confidence. Where do you think the cue ball is, or where are you trying to put the cue ball after the shot?
Just bring it right. Just let it pop right off there into the middle of the table. But I came right on top of the rack, as I always do.
Yeah.
I know I have a shot. I know it.
Had you not struck the ball there, it would just, went off to the right, you would have had lots of shots.
There's a combo here that I play, but I could have made the ball over on the left of the screen, probably a 9 ball. But this combo was so inviting. It's like an easy break shot.
You got to break the shot, balls up, and the cue ball's perfectly controlled.
Stop the cue ball off that other ball, I think. Yeah, just stop it right off that. Kind of almost went behind the ball there. If I went behind there, it was in trouble. I spin this ball into the corner, and everybody thinks I'm going to scratch. I knew I would never scratch on this shot.
Wow.
It couldn't. There was no way that the cue ball could get by the 2 ball to scratch.
All right. It was a little suspect there, Mike.
That's why I got up and just shot the next one real fast.
But if you notice, yes, I was just going to remark, there's not any hesitation now that you are beginning. You're just in what I call a perfect rhythm.
Break those 2 balls.
Absolutely.
That's what I wanted to do there.
You executed that beautifully. I knew you came back exactly where you wanted. You have so many break shots here, and if you notice, not a ball on the rail, nothing down table. He is just moving these balls around beautifully.
I remember this, Rick. There's just one little problem: is the 2 balls, the 5 and the 6, or the 6 will not go into the left-hand pocket. And the 5, you have to be in a perfect spot to make the 5 in the right-hand pocket. So that's what I tried to get here, and I got there pretty good. That was the only worry I had here.
Well, when you look at the table like this, you see those are the only 2 problem balls. So you want to try to get those out of there as soon as possible, which you did there.
So now I'm forced to shoot a little bit of a tougher shot here, but this is a good spot to get this ball out of there to allow room for the ball above it into that pocket.
Yeah. That's one of the most important things, is clearing out balls out of the pass for the other balls, so they'll fit into the corner or the side or whatever.
I have to force to use the bridge, but it's a simple shot. That must have been where I nicked my shaft. I remember I had a nick in my shaft after this match.
Okay.
You have to be careful with those bridges.
Yes.
Little out of line here.
But it's still a rather easy shot into the side. Will you go for the side on
I
this?
go for the side.
Yes, and that
Come
way.
back down to shoot that other ball on the right in the corner pocket. Simple shot. Speed. That's all you have to do. I didn't get off the rail quite enough here, so I had to take a little extra time with this and spin this ball a little bit so I could stop it and kill the cue ball there. Stay on that side for those 2 balls. One of those 2 balls, because the one I'm going to leave for a break shot. See how the ball's trying to float toward the middle?
Yes.
If I didn't put a little bit of spin and kill on it, it would have floated right into those balls and I would have been safe.
Are you going one rail and trying to bake this ball in the left corner,
and shoot
and
the
then
other
the
ball on
7
the side.
in the side?
Little out of line
Yeah,
again.
maybe an inch or 2.
Yeah.
You can handle an inch or 2 out. All you have to do is just pocket this ball in the side pocket.
All I did here was let the cue ball go up a little farther, so I had farther it travels up, the more angle I get on that ball for the break.
And you can reach this shot very easily too.
This is our first U.S. Open straight pool tournament.
Oh, while they're racking the balls, I'll give you a commercial. Brunswick Billiards and Blatt Billiards here in New York City are the sponsors of this tournament. They are contributors to the prize money, and they have done an excellent job. Blatt has some of their custom-made tables on display out in the lobby, and we're playing on the Brunswick Black Gold Crown 3 tables. Mike, will you draw this ball?
Just to get it back up to the middle of the table. so I don't stick to
Boy,
the rack.
you look at that break shot. A
went a
little
little-
bit further
little bit
than
too
he
far.
would have liked up there. Didn't end up with an easy shot here. When you first broke him, I thought you were going to stop about midway between the two side pockets.
That's where
which would
I
have been
wanted to be.
ideal. I know you wanted to be there.
I was going to shoot one of the balls on the 2-ball on the left, which is closer to me, but if I shot that, I wouldn't have had a shot. So I decided better shoot this ball here and bring the cue ball into the balls to stop it. And I also had a little bit of a helper there in case I really hit it bad.
So you made that shot look easy. This is why you're getting into the rhythm and you were getting very relaxed, and you had no problem with that ball. That ball split the middle.
At that point, it was easy. This is actually a little bit tougher for me, this shot right here, than the last one.
You hate to roll them, don't you?
Yeah, especially when you have to give yourself an angle on that other ball, or if you don't and you're straight in, you're in trouble again. I bring this up for that ball, but I overdrew that one.
Yeah, that one was not exactly where you wanted to be, I don't believe.
No. But this works out okay. I shoot this 13 ball, the closest ball to the bottom rail, and just roll the cue ball forward. It rolls into the 10, I think that is, which rolls into the 15, and at 10 caroms back toward the corner pocket, so I have a nice easy shot on the 10 if I need it right here. I still had the shot on the 7 in case those balls got tied up. I knew I had that shot on the 7 in the side or the 6 in the corner. Now I just break these 2 balls up, simple draw shot. Now I have so many break shots. I don't know what to do now. It's complicated now. I don't know
which one do I want.
Which way do you go?
You know. Yes.
I play the 6 here, get that out of the way, and I go in those 2 balls that are in the rack. Or do I play the 2? I'm not sure. 'Cause I have to get the.
I think you shoot this ball in the corner and then play the 2 ball.
Yeah, I have to get the
Possibly the 8. There's
2
a lot
balls.
of-
Pardon me?
I think you shoot this ball, and I think you shoot the 2 ball in the side. But there's several options here. I don't recall. Do you remember what you did after this?
I don't remember, but what I would do, looking at it now, is I would concentrate on getting the 2 balls on the left-hand rail. That one ball that's in front of the other one,
Yes.
the 5, I think it appears, looks like.
The 5 and the 8.
You get that out of there. That's the most important thing right now. And I think I try to do
think
that here.
That's
and
where you're going. You're going to draw the ball.
I
up
think
the
I
tape.
overdrew this one too. Yep, right past the 8. I just wanted to touch the 8 to stay there for the 5. But I still have the 2 in the corner. I can just stop it there and play the 5. I think. I don't know if there's an angle here. Looks like I can just do it the way I'm shooting. Yep, I went too far again. You see me shaking my head
I
again?
shake your head.
That's okay. We're up to plan D now.
There's a lot of ways to do this, as you can see.
Yeah, but it's starting to snowball and it's starting to get tougher, you know. As you can see now, I'm farther away from the balls. I had to cut that ball more, the last one. Once you get out of line on that first shot,
Hard to get back.
it gets worse. Yeah.
Now you're still not exactly where you want to be.
No. But I end up okay here. I come right up between those 2 balls. Get a little straight on the ball on the rail because I hit it. But I think I can cheat the pocket a little here and bring it back, the cue ball out toward the middle. It's a tough. I end up with a tough break shot, but it's not beyond the, capabilities, my capabilities at times.
Well, the reason he had to take a tough break shot there, he was almost straight in on that ball. But he's in a rhythm now, and I think he should have no problem with this shot. In fact, I know you don't. Mike is looking at his watch. He has now been at the table a total of 19 minutes. I do not know exactly what the run is, but it's getting pretty good.
I don't know either. I like to figure it out. I'd like to know how long does it take me to shoot?
I'll tell you what, we will divide the seconds by 45 into the number of balls that you run, and we'll check the time, and we'll tell you what your average was each second of shooting the ball. Now that includes the racking of the balls, which the referee at that time is not really, I don't think his opponent's going to shoot anymore, is he? Okay. I was just talking to our producer on the headset, and he was telling me and his opponent shooting, but in this particular incident, his opponent does not shoot anymore this game.
It's really starting to get easy now. It's just like when you get to this point, you feel as if you can make any shot. Nothing's hard. You want to switch and go a different way. It's just.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. I'm not going to harp on this, and I won't bring it up anymore. This tournament is only 1 day old yesterday, and there were 200 and some ball runs. One of them was unfinished. Why do you think it would be so impossible to break the record of 526? If you were actually shooting that, because most games stop, you unscrew your stick like you did, and your run will never know what your high run might have been. Don't you think that somebody would break that? I know it has been set and it's been standing for a long time.
One of the reasons I think is because whenever you see a high run, I mean, there's no such thing as a picture-perfect high run.
Yes.
Where everything goes right and you do everything right and the balls break up right. It just doesn't work that way. And to run 500 and something balls, I mean, to run 100 balls, you have to get 2 or 3, maybe 4 good rolls during that 100 ball run. Can you imagine getting 20 or 30 good rolls during the course of a run? I mean, how many pool players are that lucky?
No, you'd have to be a little lucky too. Also, there was allegedly Mike Euphemia, formerly here in New York, that ran 600 and some consecutive balls. I do not know.
I don't know either. I've heard those stories. I don't know whether they're true. But if he did, then
all I know is I played against
great.
Mike a couple of times, and he looked like he was capable of running them because he just run balls, and he did it the best I've ever seen as far as patterns, getting around them, execution. Now back here at the Roosevelt Hotel, Mike Zuglan is continuing to keep Cicero Murphy in his seat, and he is just running the balls and walking around the table. He looks like a very, very young 36. Or is it 35?
36, thank you.
36. Here's a 36-year-old sitting beside of me, and he's running the balls out here at the same time, and he looks like he's 26.
Talking to myself, I guess.
Well, it looks like to me you would shoot that one ball if it'll fit over in the other pocket, the yellow ball.
This is tricky. I have to shoot the one to get it out of there. I know I have to do that. The 2 balls on the rail. Now, watch what I do here. I know the 14 is the first one. The 15 is the one closest to the rail. I'm going to make the 15 and the cue ball both go over to the right-hand side of the table to have a shot. I mean, I was so into it there, I knew that I was going to do that, and I knew that was going to happen.
Okay.
I didn't know it was going to come out to a perfect angle like this, but I knew I was going to have them both over there and have a shot at it.
And you're just going to force the cue ball off the rail,
Bring it back
out
to the
in the middle of the table.
And do the same thing on this shot. Bring it right back to where it is now, or a similar place. Maybe
about
not
in the middle
quite.
of the table, right between the 2 side pockets. Let's see how close you come.
Little short.
A little short.
Little
but
flick of the stick there.
acceptable.
Didn't really like it, but I have to live with it.
You know, it's just almost impossible to ever get it exactly where you want it. But you're a little disappointed, and like you say, when you don't quite get back there, you know you're not playing the way you'd like to play, but it's impossible to control it 100%.
Well, you don't want to dwell on it in your own mind because it'll cause you to miss.
Yes. A lot
Just
of players
accept it.
You should learn to accept
it and get up there and
You've
make this shot
accepted
now.
several tough shots. You're a little bit out of position and accepted them, and you continue to run. Some people will dwell on it and use it as a crutch to miss.
Right. If you had this shot, if your opponent left you this shot, this would be you'd feel so comfortable with it, you know? But if you left it for yourself, you feel as if it's like tough now.
Yes.
You know, why is that? Why do we...
Well,
it's
if
just
your
human
opponent
nature.
left it for you, you know, that you'd just be happy to have
Just
the shot.
happy to have a shot.
Yeah.
It should always feel that way.
Well, listen, you know, if you're up at the table, the guy with the cue stick in hand is dangerous.
That's true.
And I always like the guy playing, even though he's not too far behind, If he's got cue stick in hand, the other guy may not ever get back to the table.
That's true. Very true.
You know, the balls on these tables are breaking up well. If you'll notice this rack, there's not a ball touching. Or, you know, there's several clusters that you've got to move around, but there's not two balls that are touching anywhere.
Got a little funny here. I tried to play this combination and break up the 1 and the 14 in the middle there, and I just missed the 1, and I almost got myself in real trouble going behind this ball on the rail here, or the 5.
Ooh, that is close.
I had no idea I was going to end up there. I thought for sure I would hit those 2 balls because I had that ball on the bottom rail to shoot next when I hit those 2 balls. But fortunately, I didn't get frozen on that ball, and I can still make this. Which turns out okay too, because now I can break up the 2 balls. So see, everything goes right when you're when you're going good.
Well, you deserve to have a shot there, although you could have gotten frozen. If it had been Jack Colavito, he would have been frozen up against that foul ball. I mean, Jack does have some
well,
tough
no,
luck.
it could be me at times too.
Yes, I agree, but
I
Jack, it seems to happen to him more often than anyone else. You are beginning to just move around this table with all the confidence in the world and are pocketing the ball. I have not seen a ball wobble in the pocket. They are striking the middle of the pocket. Everything just going in cleanly.
In the beginning, you noticed a couple wobble.
Yes, you were a little shaky in the beginning.
I was wobbling a little too. Little out of line here. Don't want to really have to shoot this ball. I think I shoot the 1. And I really did not want to shoot this. I think I got a little overconfident this rack when I made those. When I got that roll on the 5.
You looked a little nonchalant on the previous shot.
This is what happens when you get overconfident. Now you have to work to get back in it.
If you notice how cleanly that ball went in that corner pocket, dead center.
I don't remember which way I went here, but I think.
I know you've got to get on that 8 ball over there.
I think I can knock that out.
Yes, that's
knock that away here and still have a shot on the 14. Maybe knock it up by the side. I don't remember whether I do it. No, I didn't do it that way. That one wobbled.
That one, I don't think you quite struck it the way you wanted to.
Oh, I remember what happened here. I try to get up for the 8 here, and I don't get up. I don't get there. I'm forced to shoot the 12, the one above the 5. You have to bring the cue ball back over perfect, and I did get perfect on this ball. I really even surprised myself.
There,
see where I'm laying? See where I have the tip of the stick?
Yes, that's where you want to get.
In that area?
Let's see how close he gets.
This really surprises me, too. I can't believe it either. Because I generally can't do
you recall where he put his cue stick down on the table? It's within an inch.
It may not look like it, but right there I was thinking, holy, how the heck did I get here?
Of course, that makes it absolutely the perfect angle. I think this is about where you began the last rack, or several racks back. I don't know how many racks back.
Well, it worked. It's a good spot to start, I guess. So I keep doing it.
Mike, I'd like to see you continue this run back in the back room after hours. I know you could break that high run of 526.
Can I start today?
Well, it's all right with me.
You'd have to be, I'd be your employee for life if you were.
I'll tell you what, I think I could get a lot of people in the billiard world to donate an awful lot of money and merchandise for somebody that could break it officially.
86.
Okay. How'd we do here?
You got away with it. You did not. I know you're hitting it with finesse, trying to control the cue ball and everything. You ended up with several shots, which they turned out all right. But if you notice how easily you hit that, and still the balls broke up pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Just you can get it away from the rack as far as I would have liked.
Yes. You got to get that cue ball out of the rack. If you don't, you can only shoot in certain directions. You've got to shoot this ball down here on the right-hand side there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the ball just under the rack next, if you get the right angle.
I don't think I can do that from there. I think I break them with this ball here
Well, that's
and
what
leave
I-
that ball on the bottom rail.
Yeah, that's
Closest
what
to
I
the cue ball?
was saying that you would do. You could
Right.
go forward with the cue ball here on
Right.
the end of the line.
And
Yes.
leave that ball down there just in case, you know, enough. I still have a shot. That would be my next shot, but if they broke better and I had a shot over where the cue ball is, I would shoot that. What did you call it before? The saver?
The safety.
Safety shot.
Safety valve. The
Safety
golden,
valve.
the golden parachute. It'll bail you out. You
It's
know.
nice when you have 2 or 3 of those.
Yes, and you got one on each side. It
Yeah,
really
that's
works out
right.
beautifully.
I can tell you're a straight pool player.
Well, I'm from the South, but I did learn how to play from some of the best players. Luther Laster, Jimmy Moore, Willie Moscone even.
That's unusual for someone from the South to play good straight pool.
Yes, it is. You know, there have only been several good straight pool players to come out of the South. Of course, one being Luther Laster, I think, was the greatest out of the South. And Jimmy Moore, being from Albuquerque, New Mexico, was an excellent player, but he was formerly from Detroit area. And then don't forget the Knoxville Bear, Eddie Taylor from Knoxville, Tennessee. He could play anything.
Well, here, right here, I have to get this ball up on the end of the table. Way up on the top of your screen. I have to get this out of here. So I try to bring the cue ball up. And I just kept it in the middle of the table enough to where I had to stretch. Where are we here? Oh, 2 ball. Leave the 15 for the break shot. Bring the cue ball out. Play the 10 on the side and the 9 straight in the corner. Try to get straight on the 9, so you just have to stop the cue ball to get to the 15.
Watch his cue ball be right in the middle of the table.
Out of line. I have to come off the rail now. This was interesting here. When I shot that ball, the referee said, on a run of 99. So now I have a tough break shot. I have 99. You know?
It seemed like that century mark is just
And
kind
you know-
of a magic figure, you know, to get to.
And you know when you run 100, they announce it, you know? So
Yeah.
it's 99. And took a little extra time with this one, I think. I think I sighed after a little sigh of relief
He's
after I
taking
made it.
a good look at this one. He's on a run of 99. This would be the 100th ball. They just put
Another
them
100
up.
ball run. Mike
A little better.
Yes, if you notice you hit it a little more close, the cue ball can run. And this is what I like about these tables, how well they're playing. There is not 2 balls that are within an inch of each other. They're all apart. And
You
that
see,
makes
I
it-
stopped. I'm not shooting now because of that 100.
Yeah,
They
okay.
said hand for 100 and you have to wait for everybody to clap, and I'm breathing a sigh of relief. Now I'm just going to start over again, you know.
Okay.
And also, I was only 9 balls away from winning the game, so I wanted to make sure I looked it over good. Really didn't have to go into them too much.
You know, Mike, looking at this run, I have not really seen a tough shot that you've had to make. Do you recall one that's really a difficult shot?
Well, I think there was maybe 1 or 2, but
I mean, a little on the easy
little
side.
tough.
Not real tough, though.
well,
I think you've had tremendous control of the cue ball. I think you've been in complete control of these balls.
yeah, it was. I was in a good rhythm. Really don't want to go into them too much, you know, when you only need a part of the rack. Ideally, it would be nice to leave a cluster, you know, still there in case something happens. God forbid you miss. You know, your opponent has to go up and break the balls up.
But
You don't
that
want to
was-
break them for him.
That was a control break
Yeah.
up there.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you knew exactly where the cue ball was going to be. And if you just look, you've got a string on this cue ball.
Hmm.
You are now needing 2 balls.
Now I
Yes.
think
You need 2 balls, I believe.
I needed 3. I think I needed 3 more after this. don't know.
99, let's see.
I remember I shot the 1 ball next, and then I brought the cue ball up and shot the 8 ball, so I think I needed 3. They told me I needed 3.
All right.
They might have been wrong, come to think of it.
You do shoot the 1 ball.
But it didn't matter. I mean, I knew as long as I didn't need any more than this rack, it was no problem.
I think this is the game ball.
No, 1 more.
1 more?
Yep.
All right, I miscounted. I'll run the tape back again. Well, that's it. Mike Zuglan runs 109 consecutive balls here at the 15th Annual U.S. Open Straight Pool Championship. If you'd like to order additional tapes, you can call 1-800-828-0397. Mike, thank you for being my guest and going over this. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Beanie.
Hope to see you in the finals.
Oh,